So the last game in the East Conference, we're off to the Mull Head. So let's see.
Yeah,
we had the two battle of the 2 8-1s this week. We had the Waterford Warriors against the Leicester Tigers, but the more important news is the Yorkshire Los Muertos have won their first game.
We're off the mark.
And they beat Gary quite convincingly. So I think that might Gary at the bottom now. So Gary's now the bottom team.
Gary's
Sorry,
now the
Gary.
bottom team. I mean, there's 2 1-8s and 2 3-6s in this division, you know. So from 8th up, it's tight. But yeah, I mean, the great win, get off the mark and get up and running. But it's all about the playoffs. For you know, I mean, 3-6 isn't dead. You know, you get 5-game win streaks. We've also we see them happening. There's teams on 5 and better win streaks at the moment. So, but you need a 5-game win streak now. You know, that's the thing. Nairn Knights at 4 and 5 need to get going. Sean's found a 3-game win streak right when he needed it. You know, from 2 and 4.
But then you got to think that maybe the Preston Panthers have played at the top teams.
Yeah, so they maybe have
but then
now.
They'll play if they might play 1 or 2 of them near the end again though, because of the 14 games. But
it's a 2-game losing streak now in 4 and 5. I mean, 188 points is not to be sneezed at, but they've run into Harlequins, who's knocked out the park at 254. You know, they must be the second highest team this week.
They are the second highest team, and obviously, barring score correction, they could still end up being the top team. It was a good win for Sean. Obviously, 176 again. The workshop. I don't know what happened to the workshop. 104 points. Well, he didn't change his team. Green by.
Oh, so Sean got a gimme, man. Come on, don't be giving people like Sean gimmies.
In fairness, it wouldn't have made any difference with his bench. He didn't have a spare running back.
Yeah, maybe that's what. Well, he could have got a receiver at least into flex, but yeah, I guess he's just given up on the week. So yeah, it's a good week for Sean to get that to happen for him. You know, because he's rolled the dice with Will Levis, hasn't he? It's that's a proper dice roll there. So who's he left on the bench for? Well, he had Purdy, so Purdy was on bye week, so he's.
I'm guessing Purdy will be back. He's got McCaffrey on the bench.
He lost Cousins to IR, so there you go. So he's got Waller on IR as well now. So, but he's got McCaffrey back this week. Great win for Sean, and I'm sure he'll plug in Purdy over Will Levis. You know, Levis got a first game bump, but back down to earth this week.
Yes.
He's lost Downs and he's lost Osborne as well to injury, Sean. But great win and 3-game win streak, and McCaffrey's now through his bye week. So yeah, you've got to. But at 5 and 4, he's got to keep that win streak going. He wants to keep that moving.
Definitely.
It's a bad week for Joe and their Knights as well at 126 points. That's Johnny Herbert effect, I guess. 6 points.
It's a nice win for Dublin Everton Blues as well, getting them up to 4th spot.
Yes, I mean the top of the division. Congratulations, Orton Warriors, the first team to officially make playoffs this season in this division. And Leicester Tigers, they lost to them this week, but no harm, no foul. 7 and 2, move on. 178 points was fine. And you got the Dublin Everton Blues, as you say, bouncing back from the loss, and Harlequins as well, bouncing back from the loss with a massive score. So both right there. And the workshop Doth Rockies got jumped by both of them, 3rd to 5th, but 6 and 3. I mean, the 3 of them sitting there at 6 and 3, couple of wins, and they're there, Is this going to become a race between the Preston Panthers, Nairn Knights, and Newcastle Colts for the 6th spot?
If it is, you've got to fancy the Newcastle Colts. They've scored a far higher scoring team,
and they're on a roll as well, which can always make a difference.
And McCaffrey's past his bye week, so.
Yeah, and huge as well. And they're playing Solihull Sharks at 3 and 6 this week, so.
I'll have no look at. Take 10.
Yeah, Sean's going in the right direction, shall we say?
You've got the Harrow Harlequins are up against the Nairn Knights. So,
yeah, big game
and
for
poor Preston, who need to probably win a lot more games than lose, are coming up against the Waterorton Warriors.
So they've got to be hoping for some bye luck there, because if they don't get it, 4 and 6 is a long way. It's a
Well,
long way from.
Allen's playing, Henry's playing, Jacobs playing, Allen's playing, got Mooney playing, Pickens.
Do you know what the thing is? Teams will get there from 4 and 6. You know, there will be 1 or 2 teams who make the playoffs from 4 and 6.
Yeah.
Throughout the Orkney Bowl, you know, I'm not saying in every division, but throughout the Orkney Bowl, there will be a couple of teams who go from 4 and 6 to the playoffs because they get on a win run. It will just happen.
It will do. It's going to be a tough one, but 4 and 6, depending on the other scores.
Yeah, I mean, but the Preston Panthers need to win this week. There's, I would say that's massive for them. But yeah, this league's the Newcastle Colts and Solihull shot. It's kind of the good against the bad here, isn't it? So it's huge for Joe, because I don't, Workshop going by form should easily win. Should win. Dublin Everton Blues should win.
Depends on the bye. Who's on the bye? So he's already picked his team. So who's he missing?
Preston Panthers and their Knights, they're really going to need this win this week to keep up. It's Sean that's a big one for them, really. If Sean wins this week and they two both lose, they go 2 behind 6th place.
Yeah, it's a hard one
with 4 weeks to go. So
to come up against those two when you need to win. It's not a good.
No, you're coming up against the team top of the division, and the other one's coming up against the team that just scored the best score of the week by a country mile in the division, and the second highest score in the week in the Orkney Bowl. Very tough, hard, but that's fantasy football, and the wins could easily come.
Although, so what's your game of the week in this one then? Because they're a bit one-sided.
It's the two of them for me. It's I can't pick between the Waterorton Warriors and the Preston Panthers and the Hallow Harlequins and the Nairn Knights, because those two teams really need to win, because I don't see Sean losing this week. So I believe those two teams really need to win to stay in touch with the playoffs.